Hello and welcome. Let's look into this question that came in the year 2015 and is related to the topic oceanography. The question is, what explains the eastward flow of the equatorial countercurrent? Now, to understand this question, let's first look into this diagram and try to understand the factors affecting the origination of ocean currents, different types of ocean currents, and then we'll look what are the factors that is responsible for the eastward flow of equatorial countercurrent. So, the primary factors that affect the origination of ocean currents first is heating by sun. Second, gravity also acts as a factor. Prior to gravity, wind plays a major role. And fourth is Coriolis force. These are the primary factors responsible for ocean currents. Also, secondary factors like density, difference in density, and difference in temperature. Now, what happens with heating by sun? Because of heating, the waters expand, and this expansion leads to swelling up of water. So, the water in tropics and equatorial area, they rises up by around 8 to 10 centimeter. This creates difference in warm area and cold area. This altitudinal difference in water body leads to flow from high altitude to low altitude, okay, because of the slope or gradient. Wind affects, this planetary wind affects ocean currents because of friction. The friction generated by these planetary winds on the surface of water helps it to move in that direction, in the direction of wind. Gravity, because of gravity, the water either sinks down. And Coriolis force, because of Coriolis force, the water in the northern hemisphere moves in rightward direction. Southern hemisphere moves in left direction. So Coriolis force also plays a role in the direction of the ocean currents. Now these factors like density is associated with salinity. More saline water will have more density, and the denser water will sink, and this leads to again creation of slope, and because of this slope there will be movement of water. This usually happen in deeper water as compared to surface water. These are the primary factors affect surface ocean currents more as compared to deeper ocean currents. Temperature also, because of high temperature, the cold water becomes denser. Because of low temperature, cold water becomes denser, and this cold water has a tendency to sink. Now, if we look into this diagram of permanent winds or the different trade winds, westerlies and easterlies, because of the effect of wind, the ocean currents flows in the equatorial ocean currents, because of effect of trade wind, moves in westward direction. Once it moves in westward direction, and suppose there is a continent here, this water gets piled up along the continental coast, and a difference of around 6 centimeter is created in the coastal area. This difference then leads to eastward flow of equatorial counter current, because this piled up water then tries to balance itself and starts moving in the eastward direction along with the rotation of the earth. So if we look into this question, convergence of two equatorial currents, that is in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere, this leads to piling up of water, and that piled up water tries to balance itself in the form of equatorial counter current. So this is the primary reason behind the eastward flow of the equatorial counter current. Also, there was one question related to the fishing ground of the world, which is related to ocean currents itself. The most important fishing grounds of the world are found in the regions where A. Warm and cold atmospheric currents meet, rivers drain out large amounts of fresh water into the sea, warm and cold oceanic current meets, and continental shelf is undulating. Now let us look at this map of ocean currents. These are the different ocean currents, both warm and cold ocean currents. What is the function of cold current? Cold current brings water from colder areas to warmer areas. So from poles to equator, they bring water, poles to equator, or colder area to warmer area. Warm currents bring water from warmer area to colder area. So from equator to poles. Now there is role of wind as well. There is role of Coriolis force as well. And there is role of heating by sun as well, as far as surface ocean currents is concerned and cold and warm current are concerned. Now if you see, this Labrador current is cold current and this Gulf Stream is warm current. Whatever is shown in red color, that is warm current. So this Gulf Stream and Labrador current meets around the Newfoundland area of Canada, and a major fishing bank called Grand Bank is there. Similarly, if we see this Oashio current and this Kuroshio current, they meet along the coast of Japan. This is also one of the most important fishing grounds of the world. Now what happens when cold current and warm current meets? There is abundance of plankton. And because of this planktons, these are the food for fishes. Fishes feeds on them and there is abundance of fishes, hence major fishing ground here. Now around India we do not find such major fishing ground, though fishing is an important aspect in Indian coast as well, but not as compared to the fishing grounds of Japan or Grand Bank. Why? Because here the diversity of species is very high. So in tropical areas the diversity of species of fishes is very high as compared to in extratropical or temperate area. Here less diverse fishes are there, so single species of fishes can be there which is economical as far as fishing is concerned. Because of diversity we do not find such nature single strand, and because of this less diversity there are more fishes, plus the fishing trawlers and the refrigeration system is more developed in the Western world, that is in Newfoundland area or Grand Bank area and in Japan, which helps the fishing industry as far as the major fishing grounds of the world is concerned. So, the answer for this question is the most important fishing grounds of the world are found in the area where warm and cold oceanic currents meet. Thank you.